seconds behind.
Yeah, well, we are live, and people can see us, and they hear everything we're doing. So, Chocolate, behave. No sexy
Me?
butt dances on the bed behind you. Not yet, at least.
Or do it.
Or do it now.
We'll do it. Do it now. Do it now.
Yeah, it's
Get
fine.
it. Oh, hello.
Somebody's not muted.
No, that was me. I am trying to... I was trying to tweet that we were live, but sod it. I can't. I'll just push that instead.
I don't know how.
Hello. Oh, I am well off to the side.
Yep. That's how. It's the only way I can hide your username.
Oh, stuff. Right, okay. So, do I need to... Which way do I need to move my camera?
I think you just have to move.
Yeah, but then that kind of messes up the microphone.
Well, Chocolate.
Isn't it on an arm?
It is, but every time my microphone cuts out.
Life is hard, huh, Bear?
Oh, it's terrible. So I'm going to... Oh, I am so behind on this. Right,
Oh, yeah, you're going to fart through the whole podcast again. Love it.
Right, so if I move this way, how do I look?
Worse.
How do I look?
You went the wrong way.
Everything's a mirror, Bear.
So if I do that and then move this way, how's that?
Yeah, that's better.
Better? Cool. So we're going to do... Yeah, I'm going to try not to... Right. Awesome.
I wish there was something weird in the background of one of those mirrors that are behind you, though, but there's not. I was hoping to get something fun. I don't know
Touch on
what.
the Batman game and then just ruin everybody's hopes and dreams.
I just wanted like a sex chair dangling like in front of him that you couldn't see except for through that mirror behind him. Like that would have been pretty funny.
Sex swing. Oh, God.
Or a giant, like, in Jamaica, they have these wooden dolls that just has, like, a dick that's as long as it is. The doll is tall. It's supposed to be some, like, fertility doll or something.
God almighty.
Just has it up on a knick-knack shelf somewhere. It's like, what's that thing with a giant dick in the background?
Holding my controller.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, Twitch people.
Hey. Hey, yeah. Oh, and we got 5 viewers already.
Nice. Well,
3 of them were us.
3 of them.
Oh, that's true.
Us.
Oh, so I can't look at Twitch at all. I've just got the chat box up, so I can't see nothing.
That's normally what I do.
Yeah.
I like to watch yous.
Hey.
I like to see
damn
your
hard.
reactions to when I say something dumb. Hopefully Chocolate never
seconds
watches
later.
it because he just watches my face be like this the whole time. Like, what?
Hmm?
What?
Turn to the side. Get down.
Bing.
Do I need to delete that one?
Oh, there's a Dan pod in here. Hey, Dan pod.
Yeah.
And then,
Dan pod.
Um.
how do I share this shit?
Got a headache.
Indeed. Share the shit and
Share my shit.
oof. Oops. Oh my God! Right.
What is this,
What's
episode
up?
104?
Yeah.
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 Is episode considered a proper noun in this sentence? We're live with episode 104.
Just put it all in caps locks and then you don't have to worry about it.
Shouting like my grandma typed it.
Right. Okay.
I shared it on
Just
Facebook.
finished mowing.
That's what I got for you.
I need to mow my lawn.
Did you tweet it, Bear?
Yeah, it's all done. It's all done.
I'll
You just-
retweet it.
I've definitely never waxed my car, Dan. I also drive a shitty Jeep, though.
You missed a little while ago. We talked about how I waxed my back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neck rolls.
Moose
was
has had more back waxings than I've had car waxings.
car waxing.
I got a lot of back.
So much back to wax. She had to get on a step
wow.
stool. It's great.
Chocolate, where's this
Wow.
tweet at, bro?
Well, I've pressed the button and my Twitter's not working. I can't update.
Sounds typical.
Everything's broken.
How do you
Yeah.
manage to break everything you touch?
Magic.
With these magic
Is that what your mom told you?
hands. Yeah. Yeah, she said I ruined everything.
Oh, well, she didn't lie.
Cheers.
wrong.
Thank you. Just cut me deep.
Love
cut
you
me deep.
there.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I pressed the button.
Okay.
It's on.
I'll do it, and then you retweet from me, okay?
Well, I can't. How can I do that if I can't update my own Twitter?
Okay.
All of Twitter's just broken.
I'll tweet it and then try to log into the other one or some shit. Who fucking knows?
Right. Oh, chaotic host.
Appreciate the host.
Okay. Are we gonna go live?
We're already live, dude.
I
You're
mean,
talking
are
to
we gonna-
chaotic.
Are we running the?
Yeah, we can do a podcast, I guess. If everybody,
Let's just talk to folks.
if everybody wants to. Yeah.
This is the Cross Atlantic Gaming AMA.
Ass man, ass.
No,
there we
that's
go,
not
look.
what that stands for.
I've sorted out our. This is cross with the capital A and the capital G and the capital C.
All right, Bear. I tweeted it too. Thanks for nothing.
Okay, I'll still try to log into my Twitter and see if it'll let me
Okay.
retweet.
Did you change your password by chance?
Ah, there we go. Done.
Perfect.
Right, so I've retweeted you. And we've retweeted you.
So, Dan, are you taking us to the shower with you then?
Oh,
You
Jesus.
just got done doing all that sweaty, smelly job stuff, man work?
Do you need Moose to help you wax your back?
I don't want to do that. It's very painful, and I don't want to cause Dan any pain.
Oh, there we go. I'm done. My link on our tweet doesn't work, does it? Yes, it
No,
does.
because it's not a link.
It says
No,
Cross Atlantic G ...
Yeah, no, but if you click on it, it does work. It's fine.
Okay, good enough,
Right.
right, Bear?
Yeah, that'll do. I'm disgusting. We're going to sit here and filth together. Oh, filthy Dan.
Did you not bathe today?
He said he just finished mowing the lawn.
No. Oh, Dan, I thought Chocolate was talking about his filth.
No, no, no.
I'm not following along, sorry.
No, one has been washed today.
Yeah, I'm good to go though. If you guys
Yeah.
are good to go, I'm good to go.
Well, you mute
Yep.
your bad boys, and I'll do this week's.
This bad
promo.
boy's considered muted.
I'm gonna
Bad boy,
hit
bad
start record on the
What you gonna
on
do?
the cast end so that we have a podcast. Can you imagine if I did the whole fucking thing and just forgot to hit record?
Nah, you just transpose it over from the VOD. Just hit record and then play
That's
the
true.
VOD.
I guess that. Yeah. All right. You know,
You're
talk about
smart.
a new
I'm not
IT
here
guy.
for my looks, guys. All right?
Clearly. Wait.
But
What?
those aren't too bad either, are they?
Hey. All right. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna mute myself. You go do your weird stuff.
That was creepy. I just watched it in replay.
No, no weirdness here. Trust me. Let's go. Discord is at the heart of Cross Atlantic Gaming's community. Come stop by, join us. Links are in the description. Risky, hit that music.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 104 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week, as always, are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear
How you doing, folks? You alright?
and Moose.
Hello, friends.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. Just living the dream, you know? That COVID dream.
Oh,
Everything seems to be going a little smoother nowadays.
We went to putt-putt yesterday, so that was cool.
How did you have to like sanitize the golf clubs and stuff?
No, they did that for us.
Okay.
Everything was sanitized, and there was like X's every 6 feet on the sidewalk to stand and wait till it was your turn. And then, you know, it's pretty good social distancing activity, I suppose, because, you know, everybody's on a different hole at the same time. But unfortunately, we got stuck behind some more experienced putt-putters, if you know what I mean, old people. And
More experienced.
yeah, by the time we were on number 12, they were 5 holes behind. Like,
Oh, wow.
people were finishing. So we skipped number 13 and just went past them because there was literally like 8 groups stacked up behind us just staring at us like, you guys are jerks.
You went past them
Yeah,
by
we
6
just
feet.
went around them. Yeah, exactly. No, we just stepped over to the next hole and, you know, see ya.
It is. You're finding some stuffs to do outside with the family, so you're not cooped up inside the house. That's good.
But I'm pretty sure Ron is definitely the athlete in the family because she had 2 hole-in-ones.
Oh.
And she's 4 years old, and she's terrible at golf, so they were complete luck. but she's still the athlete.
You have now been labeled the athlete. You will forever be known as the athlete.
Yep.
Good luck with high
Training
school.
starts tomorrow, 6 a.m.
So say push her into that golf life.
Get out
Oh,
there.
wouldn't that be the life, dude? I could just be her manager, her caddy.
Her
I don't
caddy?
know if I want to walk that much though. Maybe just
The manager.
take your old dad along tour with you. Some nice places I could stay.
I say just put me up in a nice hotel. We're
I could
good.
just stay in your room. Isn't that cool?
You're gonna love it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Best
God.
friends, right?
Best friends. All right. So, last week on the podcast, Chocolate Bear may have made a whoopsie during the show. So, Chocolate, if you want to correct yourself for the fine people out there in podcast land.
Well, thank you for catching the mistake. But yes, it is 20%, not 15. So if you buy a game on Game Pass that is either leaving or that's there, or you want to support them, whatever, you get a 20% discount, not 15. I am a complete and utter idiot. I apologize.
I thought it was great because we were finally like, I'm putting my foot down. We looked it
100%.
up. We know exactly what it is. There's no speculation. It is 15. And then I was just like clicking through Game Pass like on my computer or something, and it was like, get 20% out. And I was like,
Right.
oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
I think DLC is 15% off.
I'm not even going to get started on any of it.
Should
I don't
we even
know.
try
I
to
don't
put a
care.
number on it.
Yeah, whatever. It's all free.
all free.
Perfect.
All free while it's in Game Pass.
Just charge it to the old Chocolate Bear vault.
Amex
of
card.
gold.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's fine. It's fine.
And then also, looks like Lego Ninjago is free right now.
Dude.
It is. It's also one of the news stories that I forgot to.
Oh,
remove.
yeah.
No, it's not, and you just crushed like half my news today. So thanks for that.
All right. Well, it's in the important info section that I'm reading from right now. You put it on the teleprompter. I'm going to read it. I'm sorry.
Chocolate.
I'm going to sack the guy who does the notes.
That we're all gone. Great. It's
Right.
been fun. Well, anyways, you can talk about that later or expand on it now. Your call.
Nah, we'll wait till later. Nice teaser.
Oh, yeah. Tease. Good tease. All right, guys. Another week in gaming. This is what a live podcast looks like. Welcome to the show.
It's a train wreck, folks.
It's all we really aim to do each week. Moose, you finished up a game this week.
I did.
What game was it?
Finally finished up Kingdom Hearts. I thought I was like two hours away. Turned out to be like 8-ish or so. Oh man.
No
I was
way.
like, this has got to be the last boss fight, right? Oh no, there's 13 more guys you have to fight now. And it's just like, wait, none of this game was this long or in depth, or what happened? And so I had like 12 boss fights or something that I had to get through, and then I finally, after 45 minutes of credits that I had no idea what was going on, or not credits, but cutscenes. Then I finally got to the credits to get my picture, get my credit for finishing the game, and uninstalled it off the old Xbox.
Oh,
So,
congrats.
do you think if you followed along with the story a little more, that you would have had a better indication of how close you were to finishing it? I guess.
Yeah, I think so. It kind of like ties. I think it ties like 12 or 14 years of stuff together. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people had a long time coming waiting for those cutscenes, but I was just like, who's that? Wait, who's that? Because they all look very similar too. And then some characters, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, so sorry if it is, but some of them share hearts. So two characters are essentially the same person, but one's like a dark version.
All right.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna nod my head and be like,
And
I
that's
have
as
no
much as
idea
I
what you're talking
got.
about.
Yeah, that's as much as I got of the story of it, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. So
more.
because
More
yeah,
games.
there was a cut scene after the end credit, not
Yeah, yeah.
credits, but you know what I mean, one of those things. And
A little
there were
teaser at the end.
characters- Exactly. So I have a feeling we're going to see some more Kingdom Hearts in probably 2035 or so.
Yeah, I would say, do you think they wait another 15 years or whatever it was
Absolutely.
to put this one out?
No doubt.
Well, hey,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
It's
Check it off
a
the
lot
list.
of fun, and I think I got my cousin or my nephew hooked on it because it's a game my sister would approve of him playing.
Yeah, for sure.
So he, I think he's jumping into his first action RPG.
So is it a weird one for you because you just wanted to get through it? Like, were you having like enjoying the last 8 hours that you were pushing through there?
Yeah, but it also was really frustrating when I would die. I just like, oh come on, I just want to finish this game.
Okay, so it was a
But
little bit of
yeah,
both.
and dude, I didn't like playing Final Fantasy and playing Mana right now have really helped me in finishing this game. Basically, I finally set up like shortcuts. So, for potions and cure spells
Oh,
and things like that. So
super
before
important.
I was just trying to stay away until one of my teammates would heal me. So,
Okay.
yeah. I'm learning how to play JRPGs. I'm only on my fourth or fifth one at this point, so we're
I
getting
mean,
there.
you're also in a weird spot where you're like concurrently playing. Well, you were playing 3 of them like
Right.
simultaneously,
Yeah.
which is a lot because all of them are just jam packed with so much stuff. Like
Everything's just over the top.
you don't
Music's
get a
over the
nice
top.
like
Yeah.
10-hour JRPG. It's not a thing.
No.
So
Oh no. But this one I think I finished in about 35 hours, so it's not as long as I
Some of the
thought it
bigger
was going
ones.
to be. I
Right.
thought I was in for like a 60-hour haul. But, I'm sure there's tons of things that I can go back and play through with collectibles, all that crap. So,
Yeah,
which I won't be doing.
do you know? Did they do DLC for this game?
They did. I believe you have to pay for it, and I don't care because it has
Okay,
nothing to do
right.
with the Disney story, I believe. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's a good game to play in front of your kids. It's entertaining for the player and people watching at the same time. So,
Yeah, and it's in Game Pass right now, right?
sure is.
As well. So
Check it out. Free,
give it a
free.
look.
Mark it off the list, Bear.
Done. It is done. You are 5. I think I said 5 games.
Yeah, as
You
you would
was-
say, done and dusted.
Ah, Moose, you have taken my heart.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
Well, speaking of a game that you can't done and dust, Apex Season 5 has come out. This is a game you'll never beat, Chocolate, because it doesn't have an ending. What's going on in Season 5?
I've 1,000 G'd it though. I mean,
Yeah, I was
come
gonna
on.
say that would be considered beating it, I guess.
Right, that's as close as you can get.
Yes.
I think you have to be like number 1 in the world. You have to top all the leaderboards. Then
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's not
actually
happening.
very attainable. It might be the only game I ever 1,000 score because you have to like get 100 or 50 kills or something with 8 different characters is one of the hardest ones or something, right, Bear?
Yeah, I think it's 3,000 damage points or something.
There you
daft. It is fairly easy as long as you mainline a character for
X
each
amount of
knockoff.
time.
Yeah,
Right.
you're bound to do it.
Or just play a couple Battle Pass seasons and then you
Well,
gotta
yeah,
kinda
and
play
you
each character a little bit and it'll check all the boxes in there.
Yeah, precisely. But season 5, oh my god, Loba is wonderful.
She's a cheater.
She is a dirty cheater.
She's the new character that came out this season.
Yeah, so she's the new character that dropped in for this
She's
season.
the loadout box in Apex, basically.
Yeah, it's really good. She is just, it is ridiculous. You can drop your loot staff in that's your ultimate, and once you drop it anywhere within the radius that I can't even think how far it is. We'll call it, I don't know, 50 meters. Within that circle, you can grab all the loot, or you've got a choice of picking all the loot. And each character's got a maximum of 2 picks, so you could pick a gold shield or I don't know, your carbine 301 if it's there in that area. It's just an amazing ability. I absolutely love it. I think, what day did I stream it, Moose? Was it Tuesday evening for you, Wednesday morning for me?
It was like the first night it dropped, right?
Yeah. And I was playing as Loba, and I think did you manage to catch, was it back-to-back wins I got? Or was it
You told me you just got one, and then I watched you play that game.
Yeah.
And then I think you won that one or the next one. It was either back-to-back or 2 out of 3 for sure.
Yeah, it was
So she's cheating for sure.
oh, she is so good, and her one of her other abilities is she gets to take off her bracelet and throw it, and kind of like Pathfinder. Pathfinder's got his zip line and
Grapple hook.
or grapple hook, and can traverse the map really quickly and really stealthily. She's got the same thing as she throws her bracelet. However far it goes, you can then, I suppose, warp into the
teleport,
bracelet,
right?
and you're behind either the enemy or wherever you're trying to get to. She is so good. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Is she so good to the point of like in a month you see her getting nerfs to certain things? Like, is it that broken or?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Pass. So they've nerfed and buffed a lot of the characters. So
Right.
Pathfinder got a major nerf.
Right.
Caustic got
somebody said it was the bend over nerf.
Yeah, his grapple got increased by I don't know 15, 20 seconds or something daft.
Because that thing seemed like it would reload every 10 seconds or so.
Oh, something
people
stupid.
could
Yeah,
traverse the map so much quicker than everybody else.
yeah. I don't know. I think at the moment I haven't been playing ranked games, so I can't say whether if I jump into ranked I would get absolutely annihilated, and then say yes, actually she needs a nerf. I think at the moment she's okay.
I think everybody's looking for her in the squad, though, right? It's kind of the new.
It was right at the beginning, so I managed to play a couple last night before my Xbox died, and it didn't seem like people were trying to pick her. So I don't know.
Did you say your Xbox died?
Well, my hard drive, all my games from my hard drive. So my hard drive is broken and has died.
There.
Yeah. So last night, as I was playing, I was not happy.
We don't have a data cap, right?
No.
That crap again.
No, God, I would.
I think at that point you'd be picking and choosing.
Right. Yeah, that's what I did for a little while.
Haven't played you in 6 months. Haven't played you in 6 months.
So let's switch you two over. So yeah, I'm at the moment currently re-downloading my my maximum allowance on my hard drive for my Xbox.
Is your internal a 500?
I want to say it's a gigabyte.
A terabyte?
Series X. I'm sure it's gigabyte.
Hopefully it's more than a gigabyte.
Yeah, that would be awkward, wouldn't it?
Isn't the Scorpio a 500 gigabyte?
Is it 500 gigs?
I think it is.
I don't remember at this point.
Well, then I am potentially screwed.
That's yeah, because you said something about just downloading everything to the internal, and I was just thinking like Call of Duty's. Not that you're playing Call of Duty, but like for me, that's over 100 gigs right now. It's like 120 or something ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
if you have a 500 gig, that's
right. Yeah,
5-6 games.
Yeah,
that size.
I think I had 30 at the present time when I started putting all the ones I wanted over. I had 31 downloads, so we'll wait and see what downloads and what doesn't.
There you go.
But yeah, that was sad times for me.
Fingers crossed for all those games that might not make it back onto the hard drive.
Well, I was only playing a handful of games anyway.
That's true.
So we'll wait and see. So I think I queued up Apex and then queued up Deliver the Moon as well. So
yeah, Dan Pod in chat just said it's a terabyte on internal storage on the X. So
internal, that's fine.
So
that's
a decent amount.
I should be okay. The trouble is these games now are 50 gigs minimum, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
A badly rendering game.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll update you next week. Hopefully it'll all be out and I'll be able to play some games during the week.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're working on it's another 100 tiers for the Battle Pass, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The usual 100 tiers. I think I flicked through the Battle Pass. Some things look pretty nice in there. They've also got their new quest line, Loba's Quest. I can't think of the name of it. It's just lost me now. But they've got like an internal PvE. Yeah. PvE. Okay,
got that bit?
What's he trying to say?
Yeah, they've got another internal event, a little bit like they had for Bloodhound. So at the moment there is there's something going on at the moment. You've got every few days you can pick up treasure chests, and it unlocks another part of the story. So it seems like they're going to be enriching the season or the seasons with a story inside the season as it progresses.
Right, which is a cool way to do that. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, really, really good. It just hopefully won't take away too much from the Battle Royale.
Right, like how much PvE or story stuff do you actually want in your competitive Battle Royale?
Yeah,
there's a mix you need to hit there, I think.
Yeah, there's a very fine line. I mean, I've enjoyed what they've been doing with the skits and the side shows and all the trailers, but then putting it inside the game, I'm a little bit hesitant.
Do I need this?
Shall we say. Yeah,
kind of just want to get in there and kill some people.
Yeah, I want to shoot someone.
Nothing better than getting enthralled in that a PvE story and getting shot right in the ear by somebody else who cares.
An angry
nothing
12-year-old
about
who doesn't care about
yeah,
the story at all.
exactly.
Yeah, that would just
When he
frustrate
comes
the
over
hell out of me.
and dances on you for the next 6 minutes. Well,
I'm
nobody
so
comes
glad.
and revives you.
I'm so glad they haven't got dancers in there because that would just be the ultimate.
You
troll.
know it's coming.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it now. Yeah, I'm gonna get shot and someone's gonna be teabagging me or doing some sort of.
Doing some Fortnite dance.
Yeah, don't.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. All right, you good with Apex then?
Yeah, good.
All right, so a weird game, well, not a weird game, an older game that I hopped back into this week for some reason was State of Decay 2, which a couple years ago I labeled as the most my biggest disappointment of 2018. I think we did that at our end of the year show, and I was not super stoked on it, but for whatever reason I was looking for a co-op game to play with Meg, and we landed on State of Decay. This is the Juggernaut edition of it, so that's like their Game of the Year version or whatever. It's the one that's in Game Pass, and it has all of the DLC included. And it was all. They also did like a graphical overhaul when they dropped the Juggernaut edition, which is cool. And then there's new maps. There's a bunch of new stuff. But unfortunately, I started over, so I had a brand new community and everything. So I kind of started from the beginning. Both my dogs just bursted through the door right now. So sorry, Pop.
What's up, pup?
If you hear that. But yeah, so I played a little bit of that. Starting over, I think, was a good choice because I didn't remember anything. And one thing that another change they made is that they made a lot of the tutorials when you first get into the game a lot more comprehensive. They put a lot more things on the screen that tell you what to be doing rather than just you having to guess and figure it out, which is fine in some games, I think, but not for State of Decay, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I put it on. They have like the standard difficulty, the hard difficulty, and like the hardest difficulty. So I just bumped it up like a notch to like the harder difficulty, just because I don't remember it being like super challenging or anything. It's pretty difficult on there. I don't know if did you guys play this back in the day at all? State of Decay 2?
This was my went on vacation and missed the boat game.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I went on vacation for the week that it came out, and then I tried to play it the week later, and everybody was already past it and beyond, and
Off it, yeah.
And it wasn't very much fun for me to play by myself. So I probably put about 5 hours into it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it and was mightily annoyed the minute I played a co-op game with someone and realised that his base couldn't carry over to or we couldn't share the base, which was the massive
Or
hang-up.
any resources or anything like that.
Yeah.
Co-op, but not co-op was the tagline for, I think, most of us.
And it's sad to report that is exactly how the game still is. So, like when I'd be playing with Meg and I'd be like, we need 3 more building supplies or whatever so that we can build a new section to the base or whatever. And she'd be like, oh, where are you seeing like these menus? And I was like, oh, if you hit select, you can go over to like the base tab and see the stuff that we could potentially build or work on. But if it's not your game session, you can't see any of that stuff. So it was kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense for that type of game. I feel like it should be a shared Minecraft realm or something where people can go in wherever. Because like if I'm not on, she couldn't play, or like anybody who's in my game can't play. You'd have to be playing on your own.
Right.
Or the option
start
to
over, right?
I mean, yeah, you'd essentially have to start over and start up your own camp, but like the supplies and stuff that you put into your locker, that shows up on your main game. So it's not completely for naught, I guess. So if you are getting things done in my world, right? You are getting supplies and rep and whatnot that will be brought back to your game. But it's like if you're just playing with a certain amount of people all the time and you're not really playing solo, it's kind of crappy, I guess.
I was going to say, it should have the option to have, if you're playing with a group of friends, you should have that option to have either a shared world or 3 or 4 people that you allow to come into your game and continue on the story.
Give them like captain status or some status where they can mess around in your world, like a trusted friends or something.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, State of Decay 1 was amazing, really, really good, and then when 2 dropped, it was just the biggest
It's
letdown.
Yeah, I do agree. And the biggest thing, it was like State of Decay 1 didn't have co-op, right? At all.
Yeah, from what I can remember, there was no co-op.
And that was like the big draw for 2. It's like, hey, you guys can finally play together. And I was like, well, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's fun though. Because if you're playing it this way, the easiest thing to do is just have a discussion with whoever you're playing with about what you're gonna build and what you're gonna do, and then like if you need to, you can always drop materials and drop pretty much everything so that someone else can pick it up. So even if they can't use a certain like if they can't use the medic station or something, and you need to build them a plague sample or like some medicine for them, if they drop you the supplies for it, you can just make it and then drop the vial of like whatever the remedy is. You can drop it there, so you can share it that way. But as far as seeing like what you can do with the base and stuff, it's not great. And another thing is like the community members. If I go into my community tab, and I have like 6 different characters, but like for Meg, she has her 2, and then the other 2 that she met early on in her own game, like through the tutorial. So she has 4 characters that are completely different than mine. So those are the ones she can pick through, which I guess is not the end of the world. If you're working on those certain people, then you can bring them into my game. So I guess that's actually fine, but it's just kind of weird. Because she's not progressing through her story, so she'll never have more than those 4 followers if she's just playing on mine. Like I'm gonna be the one that has a bigger pool to choose from because I'm the one that's finding them on my game and bringing them back, kind of thing. It's the whole thing's weird, but it was a nice change of pace from playing just nothing but Warzone all the time, and it's still a fun co-op game if you're just into going out scavenging, beating zombies, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's Sweet. A State of Decay 2, the Juggernaut edition, which is also in Game Pass, which is always nice.
Anything new to it that you noticed from the launch?
Not that I can put my finger on, but I think that is just because of how long ago it was since I played. Like I did feel like I was doing pretty much what I remember doing when the game first came out. People will call you, need help, so you can go to them, help them out. You can get different outposts that'll like create supplies for you. It's just a lot of scavenging and zombie killing. I think it does look a little bit better, and you can really tell like with the day-night cycle, like with the lighting. I feel like they must have enhanced it a little bit. Like when the sun's going down, it's everything. It actually looks super good, and I don't think it's the best looking game in the world in general. So they definitely did a little something with the graphics, which is nice.
Nice. Yeah, I think if I need to scratch that zombie killing itch, I'm gonna go with Days Gone, because I still need to finish that game. And from what I remember, it was fun because I played it like 6 months after it came out, and they fixed everything.
Yeah. That's just if you're trying to play co-op, though, because that's just single player, right?
I think it's just a single player campaign.
So, yeah, it's definitely, maybe it'll itch a certain itch. But then you also have like World War Z, I think, is a super fun zombie co-op game.
Just came out, right?
Just
came out to Game Pass, wasn't it?
The last when I played it was in Game Pass, yeah. So
okay.
Yep.
So dogs are happy.
Dogs are having a day today. All right. Is anybody playing anything new? Anything else new? We good?
I leveled up all 3 characters in mana, which was cool because now they have more powers and they do way more damage to people. So they change classes every 18 levels or so.
Oh, okay.
So I went from just like a warrior to a gladiator for Duran.
Okay.
Durian, is it? And
do you get to choose what their like specialty is or like what they go for?
At least for the first one, I don't think. But it opens up to like a pyramid, so it looks like you're gonna have some choices as far as customizing your character, and there's paths of
their progression.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So it was kind of slow starting out, and I can kind of see why you're like, I think I'm done with that one. But the more I'm playing through it, and now that I've leveled these guys up, and I'm actually getting against boss fights that are difficult, and I'm having to use all 3 characters, and think about it, I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'm gonna keep trudging through, and maybe this will be one of the first games I beat this year.
Awesome. I do think like you just said, the difficulty ramping up a little bit is probably a good thing, because that's like, I'm still, I mean, relatively early in the game, and everything is just kind of like hack, and it's dead.
Right.
Hack, and it's dead. So you saying that like the combat eventually turns into you need to utilize all three people in your party that do different things to take down a bad guy. That's it puts it more along the lines of like the Final Fantasy VII remake right now, where I need to actually kind of pick different things. Like one person might do fire, one person might do ice, and just have those specialties kind of to take down bosses and stuff. So,
yep, same thing, because I ran into a wall where I figured out that I just need to go back and grind through a few more bad guys, because I was on the cusp of between 17 and 18 with all three characters as I reached the first Mana Stone. And they're like, oh, it looks like you're not ready to level up yet. So then I just kept going on the path past it, and there was instantly a boss fight, and she destroyed my team within like a minute every single time. And then as soon as I got that class level up, it was a much more fair fight, and I had some new weapons to use on her. So
okay, that's good then.
Right. Yeah, it's it's not just the same hack and slash all the way through so far. So
I'm definitely glad the game ramps up a tad bit then.
Definitely.
That's
exactly.
Good. Well, I mean, I touched on Final Fantasy there for a second, but me and you have kind of just been playing somehow like at the same spots of the game.
Right.
And
it's fun to talk about with somebody else as you're playing through it. So
it's just been weird when I do reach out to you. I'm like, hey, I just did this. And you're like, oh, yeah, I literally just did that. And it's not like we're like, hey, I'm going to play this chunk tonight. Let's play this chunk. It's just kind of, it just has happened that we've been playing the same exact sections every time that we catch up with each other on it. But we just did the whole, I'm not going to remember the name of it. The
Beehive. What is it called? It's the club.
It's the club that Don Corneo, if you're familiar, Don Corneo runs, and you do the whole cloud cross-dressing scene. Which
no, what is that guy's name? It's that
Don Corneo.
No, Don Corneo is the guys you're trying to impress, because that's where Tifa is.
Oh, Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea something. He has to approve you in order to be, and so. Like you said, should we just tell it, or because it's an old game and it happens in the old game, right?
It is, and it's pretty early on in this game, I think. Well, if you're sensitive to 20-year-old games, spoilers,
skip forward like 2 minutes.
Tune out for a second here. But yeah, you go for it.
Okay, so it kind of hints, at what's going on, but the main character Cloud is no idea, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you're gonna be so pretty, and then it kind of makes a bunch of girls laughing and stuff noises, and then all of a sudden he comes out in the prettiest princess dress. Like it is just like an antique doll dress. All the other like female characters in this game are like dressed like scantily and kind of like sexy, and then he comes out in this like almost like Victorian looking like maiden dress and just like makeup on. Yeah, but he's still got Cloud's spiky hair. They didn't do anything, but maybe they put a bow in his hair and put makeup on his face.
They gave him ponytails.
Right. Yeah, and they're like, yep, you're sexy, let's go.
So yeah, you get introduced to the Andrea dude who has to like turn you into the perfect lady for this Don Corneo dude who's just like a pimp or something. It's super weird.
It's really weird.
But you have to go
all of chapter 8 or 9, whatever it was. The whole thing is just weird.
It's a weird section to be in the wall market. But you have to do like a weird DDR dance with this dude, and there's like weird J-pop music happening, and you have to like hit the buttons at the right time to make Cloud do like this sexy dance.
It's so awesome.
I couldn't stop laughing this whole entire time, because I remember when people were talking about like when this game was first being developed, people were like, are they going to leave out the cross-dressing section just to be like politically correct or whatever? And a lot of people were like, probably, because one thing they did is the first big controversial thing was that they gave Tifa a like an undershirt that covered up more of her chest than in the original game. So people were like, oh boy, they're already like censoring the game. So it's kind of like, are they gonna also cut out the whole weird cross-dressing and trying to be chosen as a mate for this weird pimp dude? It's like, are they gonna cut all that out? And they totally didn't. So all right. But it's super weird to play nowadays, especially in a super high-res game. that was just created over these last few years.
Let's not even talk about the massage parlor, huh?
Oh God.
All I can say is just pay for the luxury massage. It's definitely the best one.
It's weird because it's like a hand massage, and she's like massaging his hand, but like he just gets like real exciting, and then has like a release that you normally get doing other things like
And
from his hand. It's
the language they use during the massage.
The last
it's all just
couple hours of this game.
Something else.
just been a trip.
And then you get done with that, and you get to go down to the sewers and fight the man, bear, pig, oxen thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name already. That dude is a pain in the butt. But
yeah, that game's awesome. It's still in the running for Game of the Year for me.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I think I had talked to you about this, but I think it's like the perfect mix of like tactical combat, but also like a little hack and slashy. Like having the pause menu where you can decide what abilities you're going to use, or like if you're going to use a spell or whatever, being able to do that in the middle of like sword slashes and just pause everything quick. It's perfect.
You can line up your two other party members' attacks and then go back to whoever you're playing with maining, and keep hacking and slashing, and it's like 5 or 6 seconds of their attacks that you don't even have to worry about. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot of fun.
If you get overwhelmed, like you said, you just hit X and everything goes into super slow motion. Yeah. Think about things and plan it out.
It's gonna make playing like standard turn-based games just a lot tougher. I know you've been off of those for your whole entire life, but I haven't always minded them. But now after playing this, it's kind of like every game, if they're gonna try to do tactical combat like that, needs to do it exactly like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like it's that good.
The only turn-based game that I've liked is the Fire Emblem game on the phone, and then I started Octopath, and that was scratching that same kind of itch for me.
I also think as far as the Fire Emblem games go, though, I enjoy those way more than like, because they're kind of like grid based where you're moving units around and like using cover and that kind of stuff. I find that a lot more just a lot more fun, I guess, to put it that way. Then the set 3 people on this side of the screen, set 3 people on this side of the screen, and just like pick your attacks like Pokemon style, I guess. So, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is it is excellent. I'm not excited to have to wait 12 more years while they pump out the next few chapters of this game.
I don't want to finish it because then it's you got to wait for however long it is, and now they're talking about bringing it down episodic, which I think it would be a giant mistake. Basically by chapter, because he wants to focus so detail oriented on each chapter that he wants to just release a bit and a piece at a time.
Which 20 years from now, you'd have one of the best looking games ever, but
it's not going to hold up graphically for 20 years.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing another remaster, and we're going to be in the same cyclical hell.
So it's like, what do they like? A chapter a year, and then like 20 years from now, doesn't make sense.
I think they spent plenty of time on chapter 8 or 9 or whichever that one was. They don't need to go in any further detail there.
Yeah, we're good there. So that game's still awesome. Definitely give it a shot. If you have a PlayStation, I guess go for it.
Right.
I
think that's it, huh?
Yeah, I'm good. Chocolate, you're not playing anything, any weird indie games this week?
No, I've taken a little break from those strange titles that I've been picking up recently.
It's okay. We like hearing about how much you hate them. So
yeah, I was gonna say I was looking forward to the Chocolate Hates Games section this week.
We'll see what the download queue is this week. So
yes,
catch me next week.
Lighting fools up on that quarter mile.
Quarter mile? On what?
Your drag racing game, sorry.
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed.
Forza.
Forza, yeah. I haven't,
or whatever it was.
Well, I haven't touched it.
Perfect. It's a good one.
Yeah, for some
I
reason
liked
this
it
week,
so much that I played it for 3 hours one week.
It was so awesome last week. What game are you talking about?
Yeah, what? It's been a tough week. I'm still really hurt with my hard drive dying. It's
It's
completely
broken him this week.
It has. It
Yeah.
has. I was looking for a good old session last night on the games and
And
got
maybe
nada.
a picture that you posted previously in Discord this week may have done a little bit to your soul too. So,
Yeah.
daughter was trying to help herself.
Oh my god. I swear to God, you guys are the best birth control I've ever seen in my life. Like, I go
Yeah.
back and forth and like, well, it's so great and it seems okay. And then Chocolate posts a picture with just children covered in their own feces. And I'm like, no, I'm out. We're done.
It's not supposed to work that way.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Risky.
Look, I wiped my poo all over myself.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, she was dead quiet for so long upstairs, and I was like, "Yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah.
I need to go check what's
Something's going on.
That's
So
my middle kid. If more than 3 minutes and I hear quiet and I don't see her, I go looking for her. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's
Especially
trouble.
if you don't have a tablet or a phone in there or something. Like, something's got to be
Right.
wrong.
Yeah, well, she was watching. Funny enough, she was watching her tablet, and then all of a sudden, normally like
What's
there's
that
a few.
tablet look like?
Lucky enough, she went without it. So there she was. She was desperate for the toilet. So she very, she's 2. She managed to get up on the toilet, sit down, do what she needed to do, and then she wanted to tidy herself up, clean herself is probably a better word. Yeah,
She tried.
clean herself. And I may have left it a little bit longer than I should have. I went upstairs to go find her, and then there was just
You
feces.
found her all right.
Yeah, just
I do like that your first instinct was just like, well,
Take
gotta
a
get a picture
picture.
quick.
I gotta show everybody else this.
Don't
Yeah,
rub
well,
that
I-
anywhere else. Just stop. Stay there.
yeah. Well, funny enough, I was like, "Don't touch your hair, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face, not in
Oh,
your mouth. Don't do it, don't do it." And then all of a sudden, as a typical child would do,
Blah, rub it
mouth.
all over
there was, and I
everything.
was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh man.
And I gave her I went, "Shower or bath?" And she looked at me, "Daddy, no shower, no shower." And she's scared of the
Oh, so
shower.
then you gotta do a oh god.
That's
Yeah,
definitely a shower to start with.
That's
well-
a backyard and a hose, dude.
Yeah.
That's not
that's a power washer. So we
power
went, we had
washer.
jet her down. So yeah, we went bath, and she had a good few baths. And while I was obviously trying to clean the bath after each individual, yeah. Oh my god.
Crushing
Anyway,
my dad
Video
game there.
games.
Video games. Don't have kids. Kids.
Don't have kids. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've really been playing much else. State of Decay was the one new thing. Been playing a little bit of Warzone, but that's kind of okay. One quick Warzone thing. So I played the other night with my buddy Kirk, Megan, and his brother Beezer is his name. Well, his nickname. And they're all, how do I put it nicely? They all have lower KDs than the average person. So, like 0.5 and below, I think is what we were probably looking at there.
Yeah,
these,
Kirk's was worse than mine. And I was like, oh man, that's not good.
yeah, and Meg's like a 0.2 something, and then Beezer, he just started, so I don't think his would even be like counted as far as like
Yeah.
skill-based matchmaking goes. But some of these lobbies that I like,
Damn.
I had multiple. Like I had a 17 kill game with 6,000 damage, and we came in third place. In one of the third place, dude. These kids were literally like robots. Like they would,
Yeah.
they would just come running towards us, and I would just mow them all down. And I was like, "What is happening?" And then I was like, "Who's the party leader?" And it was Megan. And then we had a bunch we had all the other low KDs and stuff. And that was the first time I'd played with like a whole squad of people with like pretty low KDs, and completely noticed the difference in lobbies. It was.
You couldn't even carry them
absurd.
to victory.
No, we did get a win. It was like a 15 kill, 4,500 damage game where I was the last one, and you can. It was a 2v2. Essentially, it was a 1v2, but these kids just are just like sprinting out in the open, and we're like to the point where you have to take like a moment and be like, is this like the weird bot thing that happens in Fortnite? Like, are there actual bots? Like, that's how bad the lobbies were. So super weird. Infinity Ward still won't comment on whether or not the game has skill-based matchmaking, but I mean,
But what you're saying is you're currently taking noob applications right now to be on your squad.
yeah, now it's kind of like I just need to pad my numbers, so I'm always just gonna try to play with like the worst people ever. So yeah, taking new applications for noobs. Yeah,
You can carry me along to a victory.
There you go. I just thought it was worth.
In chat says that it definitely does. It does matchmaking, skill based wise.
Yeah, there's been so many people that have done like videos and tests and stuff as far as like new accounts, and it's just it's so apparent, and I hate it. Like I wish that you would just kind of spend a match either running into the sweatiest kids in the world when you're playing is fine occasionally, because that should just be a thing. But you should also run into a full squad of Megs that you should just be able to mow down. But
That's
it's
a new
like
term. We just deemed it new term. Whole squad of Megs.
So yeah, it kind of sucks because it should be completely random. It should be connection based, and everybody that plays the game knows this and has talked about it plenty of times. It should be a mixed bag, a mixed pot. It should be 150 people of random skill levels, and then you go to town. You're gonna run into some bad kids. You're gonna run into some gods, and then that's just how it is. It shouldn't be, hey, I'm playing with a lobby full of people who have 1.5 KDs right now, and they're all trying as hard as they possibly can. Because then it just, when it's that stressful all the time in every gunfight, it's just like the hardest gunfight of your life. It's taxing, and it wears you down. So it's kind of nice playing the other night.
Cheating and
And when you're playing with a PC crowd that does some not great stuff, it's fun.
But I know, what was it last weekend when I played with you and Craig, or was it Kent?
Kirk.
Right?
Clark Kent.
Lord. You and Kent and Shopa, and as soon as we made me party leader, we ended up getting 3 wins or in the next 5.
Yeah, dude, you can. It's weird. It's not great. Even if they just came out and be like, yeah, there's obviously skill-based matchmaking. Just make a comment on it. Don't just keep your mouth shut and be like, it's working as intended. We can't tell you anything else. But that's when you also get into lobbies where it's like it's so juddery, and like the frames are skipping around because the connections are so bad because you're playing somebody who's at your skill level but on the other side of the world. Like, that's
what has happened to me and Ben and Art the other night. Was Art just kept not having a good connection in the game. He kept having, he's like, is your guys' connection crap? I'm like, we didn't have any problems, and he got booted from the game 2 or 3 times the other night. Yeah, it's got some issues, and I think if you remove skill-based matchmaking, just do it all connection-based, you pretty much solve all your problems. But and we get more dubs. Yeah. Anyways, that's my Warzone drama for this week. It was good fun though. All right, you guys are good then? I think so. All right. I quickly touch on Game Pass Roulette. Our current game is Deliver Us the Moon. Deliver Us the Moon is a sci-fi thriller set in an apocalyptic near future where Earth's natural resources are depleted. A lone astronaut is sent to a moon on a critical mission to save humanity from extinction. We still have 2 or 3 more weeks. Two-ish weeks.
2-ish weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. You still have some time, is what I'm trying to say here, folks.
I'm ahead of the game. I started it.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah.
I did not. I'll probably wait till the day before. I got the Dum Dum achievement, so that was fun. What's the Dum Dum achievement? Do you want other people to get it, or do you want people to run into it on their own? I think we could let people run into it on their own, and then we can talk about it on our synopsis. All right. Yeah. Deal.
I'll stick it in the show notes.
There you go.
Cool. And yeah, I know Dan finished the game. I mentioned that last week. Chaotix decently far into it, and I know Sweeney's trying to play it. There's definitely some people in the community trying to play it. So get in on the action. And if you want to do that, head over to Discord. We have a link in the show notes. And then we have a Game Pass Roulette channel right inside of Discord. Talk about it there. Hit us up on Twitter, wherever. But yeah, that's Game Pass Roulette for May.
And I know we usually don't share the comments, but Chaotic did say yesterday that this is probably the best choice of Game Pass Roulette game that we've had so far. So jump in if you haven't so far.
And we've played Ori and the Will of the Wisps, so...
Right. Yep.
There's
we played
VOD of it.
Force, so come on.
God, that was
Jump Force.
Yeah, terrible. But there is a VOD of Deliver Us the Moon that I played last week. So if you want to catch up with what's happening, I'll try and do an hour or 2 stream every week, so you can have a look. A let's play.
A little let's play. There you go.
Let's play. Let's not play. Who knows?
Let's get into some news. All right, Moose, what is going on in the news this week?
All right, well, I got a short little segment this week. Probably good because I feel like we went long in the last one. But let's start out with a little bit of BS in the news. At the beginning of the week, there was some tweets, some rumors about PlayStation releasing in October. And PlayStation came out and said, nope, that was just an error in the job description that they posted. So
Oh, no way.
they still are saying nothing about when the PlayStation's coming out.
That's also exactly what I would say if that was when the PlayStation was coming out,
Right.
and I made a mistake by
Exactly.
posting it for the world to see.
The old double switch, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the old Microsoft. We will not comment on rumors and
Speculation.
Just tell me.
So up next, there was the Ghost of Tsushima State of Play. This game's coming out on July 17th. Basically, they went over the game a little bit of the gameplay. So you're going to use weather and nature to guide you, so you can summon the wind in order to blow whichever direction you're supposed to go as far as objectives or anything. Also, it tells you to look around in your scenery, look for smoke, look for certain things that look off in the distance and just go towards those. And a third thing is a bit of a Dr. Dolittle thing here. The animals in the forest will lead you to things.
I thought you were going to say I can have like full-on conversations with them.
Not so much, but it's pretty much the same thing, because like all of a sudden you'll be riding your horse and a little fox will run up next to you, and then he'll like look at you and then like kind of dart off over across the path and
Follow
then off
me.
another way, and then you go and follow him, and all of a sudden there's just like an old guy sitting up against a tree somewhere, and it starts a new quest line. And so it's pretty cool.
I mean, what an awesome way to eliminate a bunch of HUD and really get you
Right.
like immersed in the game. That's
Exactly.
It's cool.
So,
And it looked like I just keep seeing this gif of the dude bending over and petting the fox like it's
exactly.
a pet, and it's
like, thanks, little buddy.
I hope I can actually like train one and like sick it on people.
Yeah, that would
dope.
be awesome. They haven't released that information yet, but we can always,
Yeah,
have something.
how long was that state of play?
It was 18 or 28 minutes.
Okay,
something like
and that was just, it was straight all
It was
Ghost
all
of Tsushima.
Yep.
Like it looks like did you get Sekiro vibes at all? Those are the only two things that I can really compare them to.
I
As
got
far maybe like the setting.
Sekiro and maybe more Assassin's Creed.
Okay, cool.
So up the next little segment. So they had it broken down into like 3 segments basically. The next little segment was the introduction to the character. His name is Jin. And this is where you have all your choices. You can play as what they call as a noble samurai and walk in the front door and challenge guys to fights, or you can be what they call a ninja or a ghost is what they deem it. And you can use firecrackers, you can use stealth, you assassinate people. There's super gory deaths when you like chop off their arms and slit open their bellies, and
Awesome.
Oh wow.
yeah, blood spray.
It sounds
everywhere.
like it could be a legit stealth game. Like if you want to just play all stealth,
Right.
which is probably it's probably how I'll start every scenario until I mess something up and then have to go loud and just start
Right.
spinning around with my samurai sword.
It doesn't give me the feel like it's going to be super hard like Sekiro was. It's more like Assassin's Creed fighting was, where you
Which I think is probably a really good thing.
right, yeah, absolutely. Unless Ubisoft's is just like, well, there goes Samurai and Ninja from our catalog. So
Right? Like yeah, because that's what people have always talked about is like a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed
Right.
game, and now it's kind of
Absolutely.
like you have Sekiro, you now have Ghost of Tsushima.
Mhm.
Like, do you have to do another one? Does Assassin's Creed have to do another one? But
They'll wait a couple years and it'll be old again, I guess.
yeah, true.
So after that, they showed how customizable it is, how it's essentially an RPG. You can load up different weapons, different armor, different perks, different accessories for your loadout, and then you can also pick up flowers all over the place, which work as dyes or shaders, like in Destiny. And you can change the color of your armor or your loadout to whatever you want. So it's super customizable.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
An interesting thing to do with herbs laying around. You could probably craft some of them into health packs or medicine. Yeah.
And then the last thing they showed was they have this. It's like a black and white grainy film mode to give you that feel of like the old black and white samurai films of like the 60s and early 70s. So I think you can play the whole game that way if you want.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
Right. But if somebody's super into that, and you can also actually, there's a full dubbed Japanese voiceover track for every character and everything. So if you really want to immerse yourself, you can.
That's pretty cool.
Go black and white, grainy, and listen to the Japanese voiceover as opposed to the English words.
All of that sounds awful, and I would definitely never do that. But it's a good option.
Yeah, if somebody's super into Japanese, old black and white films.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing back in the 60s, I think. So.
Wouldn't know. I'm not a dinosaur.
Oh. Right. Bear, what was it like in the 60s?
It was cool, man.
It was cool, man. Wrong decade, I think.
Yeah,
possibly.
Late 60s. He's a young one. So yeah, that was about it for the Ghost of Tsushima thing. But if you are looking into this game, it looked like the footage they used was a little bit old. Like the horse footage did not look good at all. The tail looked terrible. Like they just looked blocky.
It was no Red Dead Redemption horses.
No, or Assassin's Creed even, Odyssey or Origins. So I hope that's got and the blood spatters and stuff still look like they needed some work. But
that's kind of scary since this game is out in a couple months.
I'm hoping that they used old footage. You know what I mean?
Guess we'll see.
So, I don't know. You guys go take a look at it and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
It looked a little dated to me, like almost like kind of like Witcher horse stuff, which is from 2013.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So I don't know. From everything I've seen so far, it'll be a day one game for me, or shortly after that.
The thing I noticed is like everything in the background looked amazing and beautiful. It's just the foreground stuff is what needed work. So
yeah, and especially if you're actually riding the horse for a decent amount of time, and you're just gonna have the horse's like butt in your face the whole time. Like you're gonna see the tail the whole time,
and it looks like spaghetti strings, and it's just like, oh.
Need to work on those hair physics.
Yeah, exactly. So yep, that was a bit for Tsushima, but I suggest checking it out if you are looking at jumping in on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, up next, small little note, Mark Tan joined Playground Games as their cinematic director. So, I wasn't familiar with this guy, so I dug into him a little bit. His resume includes companies like Rocksteady, Codemasters, and he'll be focusing on their new open-world RPG title. So, I know everybody knows
the new Fable game.
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks it is Fable 4, right?
Right.
So, but his resume was, he worked on the Dirt titles at Codemasters, Grid 2. He worked on Batman, Arkham Knight, and then he worked at Space Ape Games, which is predominantly a mobile games company for the last few years. And then he worked on another company that was just a startup that is coming out with their first game in England. It's like Insight Games or something like that. I didn't write it down. I apologize. But I guess, things are in good hands as far as the cinematography. So he's got a nice resume and, just adding to the Xbox arsenal.
Yeah, I'm waiting patiently to see whatever, like just a trailer of whatever they're working on.
Well, when did they leak that, like, Xbox One X reveal that they were working on something other than Forza?
Yeah, probably 3 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like
if not longer, it feels like.
Well, could be getting it in 2 months' time.
Right?
I'm hoping exactly.
It's just the summer of, because I don't know if, like, people aren't leaking because of COVID or people are just like, okay, it's leaked, drop it, same type deal.
Right.
Because Nintendo, I didn't even put this in the notes, but they shadow dropped a Paper Mario game last week.
Oh, yeah.
And it, the Nintendo world was on fire about it. So, I hope we get more shadow drops and things like that, as opposed to data miners have exposed all this stuff. So now,
so now we have to talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this kind of leaves a little mystery in the summer, and because nobody's, everybody's not gearing up for 1 week and everything's got to be at this deadline. And, that's how I think things get leaked out, is just people start getting a little complacent with their security. And
yeah, 100%. And now it's like, unless there's legit like hackers going into their files, like Randy Pitchford's not going to be leaving a hard drive sitting on a bar or anything like that.
Well,
so
maybe.
I guess we'll see.
We'll find a bar, I promise you. Oh, good old Randy. I bet he'll show magic too.
Yep.
So up next, Jeff Keighley showed us a couple of things from Summer Game Fest. First thing, I can't remember. Did I talk about this last week? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 or 2 remaster?
I don't think so, because I feel like I would have been pretty stoked.
Yeah, dude, this is so awesome. Like, we've been hinting at this for the last few months. There's been leaks. There's been, hints at a new Tony Hawk coming out, and this might be the best version of it, because it kind of went off the rails the last, Tony Hawk 7 and 8 or whatever it was. Those games just did not scratch that itch for me.
Yeah, the last one was like a weird cel-shaded game that just looked like absolute garbage. So
they're bringing back THPS 1 and 2 completely remastered with a 4K update. They're getting the rights for the old soundtracks.
I know they published the soundtrack, or they showed the list of it, and I was like, oh my god, dude.
All the old favorites are coming back for new voiceovers. Bob Burnquist, Bucky Lassick,
Chad Muska.
Yeah, Chad Muska.
Some good old skaters back in the day.
Campbell. I have a feeling that Jack Black is going to be a secret character, because he did a thing on Jablinski Games where he went to Tony Hawk's facility and played a little bit of the game and stuff last week. So
yeah, or maybe like a voiceover thing, maybe like an announcer skin or something.
Yeah, they're super famous for all their secret skins. Beat the game with this and it unlocks this guy. Then beat the game with this and it unlocks this guy, type of deal.
I'm just excited to go collect the letters skate again.
Yeah,
hidden all over the world.
Go to the school and get a 1 million point combo.
Yeah, dude. Oh, what a good set of games. And the
three that had the airport that had the horseshoe that you could just keep grinding up and down.
It was 3
baggage claim. Okay, that might have been my favorite level ever.
Yeah,
so, but
craziness either way. I didn't really see this one coming as like the first announcement of Summer Game Fest.
And Chocolate was just like, nope, never played it. I was too old. I was playing beer pong.
No, I vaguely remember picking up, I think, the first one and just like, can't
it's
do
a
it.
Skateboard game. No thank you.
I'm not
I think
cool.
it was
I'm not cool.
PlayStation first, right? Because I swear I bought, like, my buddy had a lime green clear PlayStation, and I bought it from him for like $70 just so I could play Tony Hawk 2.
I mean, that's where I played it. I don't know if that was because it was the only place it was there, or just that's what was in my house at the time. So
right.
I'm sure it's PlayStation 1, wasn't it? One of them was on, or was that just the game?
Yeah, the original PlayStation.
It's so, dude. It's
I wish
so long ago. It's crazy.
Was like the most kitted out original PlayStation. It was all like that clear green Nintendo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Plastic. That's what color my PlayStation was. It was sick.
That's weird. Mine was just basic light gray. Yeah. It's boring.
Factory boy.
Yeah, exactly. Pumped though, dude. I think these are going to be awesome.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait. September 4th, I believe, is when they come out. So
okay.
Not too far to wait.
I did see that if you pre-order the game, you get early access, whatever this means, to the hangar level, which is like the first level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Perfect.
And then another thing that they kind of talked about it after they showed the trailers and whatnot, but they're doing all of the Create-a Park stuff. They're bringing that into these games, and then you can actually share them with your friends and stuff. So
it's like Mario Maker Tony Hawk.
Dude. Oh, man.
Awesome.
I can't wait for this game. And I think it was the standard edition, I think is going to be $50, I think. So it's not a full price game either, which is nice.
40.
Oh, 40. Even better.
2 games for $40.
2 great classic games.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man. As much as I don't like remakes, I love some remakes.
Dude, this is the year of the remake. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's true, but like part of me is like, okay, how about you work on a new Tony Hawk game that doesn't suck instead of bringing back this old one, or give me a new Final Fantasy game that doesn't suck, or something. This
could be the groundwork, though, couldn't it? I bet if this rockets with sales, they're going to look at themselves and go, well,
Tony Hawk Underground is being remade. That's what we need. We need Thug 1 and Thug 2.
Oh,
no doubt. That would be so awesome.
Jeez.
So, all right. Well, that was about it for Tony Hawk, but I think we're all thoroughly stoked for that one. Chocolate, I can't wait for you to try it out.
I won't go.
Hopefully it'll end up in Game Pass for you.
Yeah.
Later on in the week, they dropped the epic Unreal Engine 5 reveal. So this thing looked awesome.
This was so good.
Mind blown.
Exactly. They showed it running live in real time on the PlayStation 5. And so this kind of was like PlayStation's rebuttal to Xbox's teraflop. You know.
Yeah, they were flexing big time.
Because this thing was literally streaming 30-something million triangles live because it couldn't render all that stuff, you know, before the camera actually saw it. So it was live streaming, rendering in the game, and it looked amazing.
That's the biggest thing that came out of this was like that they can take film assets from actual movies and like easily put them into game as like a photorealistic piece, like a photorealistic statue, and they can multiply them and put like 50 of them in one room is what they did, and it's the best looking thing you'll ever see in your life.
It looked so good.
Being warriors or whatever they were.
Yeah,
they made one and then they put it in like a room full of like 1,000 of them, and they zoomed in like on the tail of just one of them.
And that's the thing is like when the demo started, you're kind of like walking through this cavern. It kind of just zooms into a pile of rocks that before were like tiny and minuscule, but then you just see the amount of detail on this little like pile of rocks, but over like 10 feet away from her feet, like
almost like the grain of sand detail.
Yeah.
So
and what they did with the light as well, showing off the light, it looked very much like ray tracing.
Oh yeah.
Well, their answer to ray tracing, it was so real and
so it's from the looks of it, you know, as long as these things don't blow up in your living room,
as long as this PlayStation 5 doesn't melt,
fine graphically.
Yeah, and that's the one thing is that like they did keep saying PlayStation 5 a lot, but like it's the Unreal Engine, which third-party devs and we'll just be using all the time. So it's not like Unreal Engine is only on PlayStation or something. Like all these games will also be on the Series X if the developer obviously is making games for Xbox as well. But yeah, I just know they kept saying PlayStation, but it's like
that's
also Xbox,
thing, right?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how that works. Like it had to maybe like a one-time payment, like, hey, you're going to talk about us here, but it's not like they're going to, like, you can't run Unreal 5 games on the Xbox Series X. Like, that's not going to be
it seemed like, because I heard this on another podcast too, I guess Jeff Keighley had slipped and said another console at one point and then kind of like skirted around it and things focused back to the PlayStation and things working on the PlayStation.
Like, he definitely was not supposed to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, you know, this is PlayStation's idea of this is how we're going to get all our info out.
Can you imagine if that one little slip up like voided out a whole contract or something? Like you can't say Xbox or other console or anything like it, and he just accidentally said and other consoles, and then it's just like shred it in half. We're getting our money. You're not getting paid for this. Like,
no.
Hopefully that's not how that works. But
can you imagine Gears of War? Because that's Unreal Engine, isn't it?
Yeah,
just with that.
That's a perfect example. And you have to assume that Gears 6 is probably, I mean, I would say 100% being developed on the Unreal 5 engine. So,
and that's the thing too, is like I didn't watch Unreal 4's reveal, but I guess there's still things that they did in the Unreal 4 demo that people have not or not been able to do in video games. So it's, you know, this is the potential of the Unreal 5 engine, but not saying that this is what all the games are going to be like.
That's true. And it's like the demo they showed off was just a demo that they had created just to show this kind of stuff off. Like it's not a small segment of a bigger game. It's something that took them, I think they said 7 months with 2,000 people to make that like 15-minute demo or whatever it is.
But it was playable. It was somebody, live playing that.
Right, and they said that they could go back and play it multiple times and do it however. Yeah, I kind of wish that was an actual game. I had mentioned that to a couple people. It's like,
I think that's consensus from everybody. It's like, I'd play that.
Right, it's just like she was just like going through like Egyptian ruins or something, and then like collecting orbs and like flying, essentially like speed fly running through collapsing environments and stuff. It looks so good.
I jumped into it late, and I was like, wait, is this what's it? The second version of what is that game? Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, is this Horizon Zero Dawn 2?
Right? Or like the first thing that popped in my head is like, this is a Tomb Raider game.
I got Tomb Raider.
She doesn't look like Lara Croft, but this is a Tomb Raider game.
Oh, she's flying. Okay, can't be Tomb
What
Raider.
is happening?
They really took some creative
liberties.
Aloy, that's her name?
Aloy, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that game. I hope we get a reveal from that sometime this summer too.
You'd assume so, right? That game's been out
in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3, maybe.
3 years.
Maybe it's 4. Time flies, man.
I know.
But yeah, I would assume we get something this year about the next one, hopefully.
And other than that, as Risky hinted earlier in the announcements, you can grab Lego Ninjago, the movie video game, for free on your favorite platform up until May 21st. So you got 4 more days to get it. I downloaded it. I went ahead and grabbed it. I from what I've read, it's one of their better games.
One of the better Lego games.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool. Looks very movie-esque from what I've seen of trailers, and not the atypical Lego style game.
That's kind of cool though. I haven't played a Lego game in a while. I think the last one I tried was Marvel Superheroes 2 or whatever it's called, where it's like an Avengers game essentially, just like hundreds of characters. And I don't know.
Bought them all on my Switch when they were on sale and said my kids will want to play these at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say like being an adult, I just don't like them. But I don't know if they're just too simple or something, or if it's the type of game or what. But I love building Legos. I love Marvel. It should be like a match built in heaven here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I played through the first half of the Star Wars games and with my wife, and
But that's the other thing is like I think they're good intro games, kind of.
Right.
Because also like if I had introduced Meg to video games with a Lego Star Wars game or something, she might have been like, "Oh, this is what video games are? Like this is what you get excited for?"
Like,
you're such a loser.
You're such what? I gotta go.
Yeah.
See you later.
You're wasting your life here, buddy.
Man. So
yeah.
Either way, that's cool. Cool free game if you're into the Lego games.
Right. Yeah, it's free just because we're all stuck at home. So
it's part of the stay-at-home initiative, isn't it?
Yep. That's what it's for. So, you guys, did I miss anything this week? I feel like I did, but I looked and I couldn't find anything.
Just the news of like the Unreal 5 engine is probably enough news for a whole entire week, I think.
And we got Tony Hawk.
And Tony Hawk, dude. What? That was one thing that we didn't really touch on, but during I think I was talking to Ronan in Discord during the whole thing because we were kind of watching it and just talking about it as it was happening. Mm-hmm. And it was an hour-long conference thing or video, but the whole entire thing was dedicated to just the Unreal 5 engine. So apparently people on like Reddit and Twitter, like they do, were just getting like outraged because Jeff Keighley was like, this is probably like one of the most important Summer Game Fest days or whatever.
Yeah.
And like if you take a step back, like it really is like that is huge news. But for like your normal gamer who's like, all right, cool, let's see what new games are coming out, and then to just have these dudes talking about a game engine for an hour straight, it's kind of like, oh. So I think he could have worded it better, or just maybe not hyped it up, or kind of explained like, hey, you're not going to be seeing a bunch of new games during this, but it's still huge news. Just he needed to temper expectations maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's similar to when Xbox came out with the One X and they had that 4K app and they pushed that thing like it was the newest cool thing since sliced bread, and it's about 4 minutes worth of messing around in there, and you're like, all right, well,
You could like turn HDR on and off, turn the 4K on and off.
right,
Okay, great. Show me a game that I want to play inside of this,
right,
or something.
I'd rather just see all this in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
It looks awesome.
right. But no, so short news week, but I think that's okay because couple solid announcements this week.
And there's just more to come. And it seems like the summer games, at least in May, there's not so much of a schedule as he's just dropping stuff.
He's kind of like, check my Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll announce something's happening in a couple days, and then you can tune in and watch it.
So if you want to watch any of this stuff from Summer Games Fest, it's the Video Game Awards on Twitch is where all this stuff's being posted.
Yeah, on YouTube as well.
YouTube also. Yeah,
Yep.
YouTube usually has the best quality of video and all that.
So that was the one thing is that during this whole thing, the max setting on YouTube was 1080p for his stream. So you had to go to Unreal's actual YouTube channel after all of it to watch the 4K version of it. And after watching that, I was like, oh my God. Like, I thought it looked good in 1080p when I didn't realize I was watching 1080p. Throw that video into 4K. Holy cow.
And I guess that's, I was watching the Ghost of Tsushima one in 4K as well. So maybe they just hadn't put their assets in for 4K and they still released the 4K video. Because, like I said, the background looked amazing.
Yeah, and I still think that because a lot of these things that are streamed live, streaming a 4K video live and having everyone have internet connections that can actually like keep up with that is kind of tough. So being able to watch them on YouTube in 4K like 20 minutes after or whatever is great.
Right. So, yep, that's about it for the notes this week, boys. I'll be sure to be having my ear to the ground for next week.
Yeah, that's all we ask. Chocolate, any new games coming out this week?
We have a few, yes. So, Panel de Pon is coming out on the 20th of May on the Switch. I've got no idea what this is.
So are you making game names up again?
It really feels like I am. The Persistence is out on the 21st of May for the Nintendo Switch. And that was it for new games coming out this week.
Woo!
Yeah, yay. But we have some announcement.
Cartridge system that came out this week. We're not messing with it.
Yeah, there was too many, and it was all boring old kind of Atari throwbacks.
It's like Evergame or something.
Yeah, but we've got some games in Game Pass. So Final Fantasy IX is in Game Pass right now, and if you didn't know, Alan Wake's 10th anniversary is on the 21st of May, and they are dropping it on PC and Xbox in Game Pass. So 21st of May, next week, Alan Wake.
That's awesome. That's definitely a game worth revisiting, for sure.
Definitely.
There's some DLC that just dropped recently in Control that kind of ties the two stories closer together.
Oh, that was a point. Control, I think, was 50% off, if I'm right.
It might still be. I did see that people were picking up. It was on Xbox. So if you're not watching this live right now, the deals have probably changed since it's Tuesday. But
yeah.
fingers crossed that maybe you didn't. Control is well worth $60, so being able to pick it up for $30.
And maybe that just shows you should watch us on Sunday.
Twitch.tv/CrossAtlantic Gaming.
And then
go ahead, Bear.
I was just going to say, the Nintendo Online has dropped 4 games. The first one, not even going to try to pronounce it or pretend what it is. It was loads of strange writing, so we're leaving it there.
All right.
We've also got Operation Logic Bomb, Wild Guns, and Rhaegar. We're going with that.
Sure. I was kind of get excited when these games come out because I'm always hoping that like one old nostalgia game that like maybe I forgot about like pops up or something like, oh, Burger Time is here now, and it's like, wow, my mind's blown. But these 4 popped up and it was like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
I don't think these are real games. I don't know.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame, but yeah, there's some new games for your Switch. Check them out, and that is it for this week's update of games.
Woo!
I just have one more little announcement. So
Moose is pregnant.
Yeah.
No. I need a Mahjong arcade cabinet in Animal Crossing, so go ahead and mail me one if you got one. It'll complete my basement arcade. So, and also any gnomes that you don't want, I'm collecting gnomes as well.
Your Animal Crossing journey just continues to blow my mind.
Well, hang on. When he says gnomes, have you got an inside scoop? Are these gnomes going for like stupid amount of bells in a couple of weeks' time?
They're 100% a decorative thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. But Moose has gone dead silent, so I'm slightly worried that I've just ruined his black market.
He can't even talk about it. We might have lost Moose for a minute. But anyways, he is looking for the Mahjong cabinet for his arcade. And any garden gnomes you got laying around, hit Moose up on Twitter or come and chat in Discord. That'll work too. All right. Well, we did it, guys. We did another podcast. We've done 104 of them. That is a large number.
We are rolling, aren't we?
It's weird when it goes into triple digits and you're like, all right.
Yeah. Oh,
we did
when
it.
we break 200. Oh my god.
Oh, I won't be here. That's too many. I'm just kidding, folks. I'll be here forever. It's gonna be weird when I'm 65 and like all grayed out and still talking about virtual reality. We're probably our bodies will be like
inside.
Future's gonna be weird, so never mind. Yeah. We don't need to talk about it. Anyways, let's plug this thing up. Head on over to Apple Podcasts. Make sure to rate us, review us, all that fun stuff. We do have one big link that you can check out that'll take you everywhere. Streamerlinks.com/CAG podcast. There's a link for that right down below in the show notes. Somewhere down there. We also, patreon.com/CAG podcast. Our Patreon episode is still a few weeks ago since we just had one. That was much more recent than I thought it was. We did that last week. So that's still a little bit a ways. Yes. Butchering this as always. Another way you can sign up is through twitch.tv/crossatlantic gaming if you want to get in on our VIP drawing in a little less than a month here. On the socials, CAG Podcast. That's Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out via email for anything, cagpodcast@gmail.com. Did I miss anything, Chocolate? I need to rewrite this whole thing.
You do, yeah. You completely murdered the lot of it. But
we have like 4 paragraphs of stuff, and I know that I need to just pick out like a few things from it.
Just read it all?
Or just read it all. Just the last 10 minutes of the show, it's just going to be me plugging all the different places that you can find Cross Atlantic Gaming on the internet. Streamerlinks.com/CAG podcast. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Well, if for some strange reason you want to reach out to me, I'm at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
I'm Chocolate Bear 80 everywhere.
And if Moose is here, Moose, where can we find you?
I gotta apologize. My AirPods went dead. So
I was wondering what was happening.
Now I'm muting my mic and muting the podcast on Twitch back and forth. So I didn't hear anything you guys said the last couple minutes.
You're good. It probably wasn't important.
Liechtenstein 8314 all places, and I'll be back on mute now.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all new episode. Goodbye.
Take care.
Check you later.
How do you light up a football stadium?
How?
Go on.
With a football match.
Oh, Jesus, that's bad. Okay, I'm going to beat that. What's brown, hairy, and wears sunglasses?
I don't know.
A coconut on vacation.
All right. Moose? Moose can't do it. Sorry, he's gone.
Sorry, folks.
Did you hear about the man who was sacked from the calendar factory?
Go on.
He took a couple days off.
Oh, jeez.
A couple days off the calendar, get it?
Why does a seagull fly over the sea?
Because if he flew over the bay, he'd be called a bagel.
Oh, you son of a... You're reading the same jokes as me.
Is that actually the joke?
Yeah.
That's really funny. I'm 100% not reading that.
Oh, where did you get that from?
I think I've just heard that before.
Yeah.
All right. What treat do math teachers deserve during summer break?
I don't know.
Go on.
Pie.
Oh.
Makes sense. All right. That's enough of those terrible jokes. Goodbye.
Bye.
Sorry about my stuff. Bye.
Sorry.
That was funny.
Just, you could see him there just like, everything's broken. Twitch people, if there's anyone left, thank you guys for stopping by. Ladonian, Dan, Chaotic, you're here for a second. Maybe. Love
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Clip that.